Today we're going to talk about the quadratic formula and the discriminant. And the quadratic formula is a math formula, you're going to need to know this, is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And this is going to be x equals that. Okay. Now, the a, b, and the c come from standard form of a quadratic. Remember, standard form for a quadratic is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to use the a, the b, and the c from standard form and put it where a, b, and c are. The first thing we have to do before we can use those is get the equation into standard form. Once you have it in standard form, you're going to use A, B, and C. And then you're going to use your calculator to get an answer. And you might ask yourself, do I have to write the formula every time I do a problem? The answer is yes. Every time you do a problem we're using it, start with the formula. Find out what A, B, and C are after you have it in standard form. Put them in the formula, and then use your calculator to get an answer. Remember, we've talked about if you have a quadratic with the exponent of 2, you're expecting to find 2 answers. You might not always have 2 answers, but you can have at most 2 answers. So, if I have for example, if I have 6x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals 0. That's the same as equals y if it equals 0. First thing I do, that's already in standard form. A equals 6, b equals 5. Remember, sign goes with the number, so c equals negative 4. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, negative b, negative 5, plus or minus the square root of, your b is going to go in parentheses, so if it's a negative 3, it would be negative 3 times negative 3. Make sure you put b in parentheses before you square it. Minus 4a, 6c, negative 4. All over 2 and a is 6. So that's going to be negative 5 plus or minus. You're going to do this in a calculator, but you've got 25 minus negative 4, positive 6. That's going to be a positive number, plus 96 all over 12. Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 121 all over 12. Move up here. Equals negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 121 is 11 all over 12. So I've got negative 5 plus 11, that's 6 over 12. I've got negative 5 minus 11, which is negative 16 over 12, equals 1/2, and negative 4 over 3. So x equals 1/2 and negative 4 over 3. Those are my 2 answers using the quadratic formula. Note in your notes that are provided, you've got one where x squared equals x plus 20. You would need to get everything, all the numbers to the left side of the equation to equal 0 first. and then find A, B, and C. A would be 1, B is a -1, C is -20, and then you can use the quadratic formula. Note, you will get two answers. We got the -5 plus 11 over 12 and -5 minus 11 over 12. So you can have two answers. The second part of what you're learning today is called the discriminant. The discriminant is useful because it tells you how many solutions that you will have. The discriminant is just the part that's under the square root sign. So it's b squared minus 4ac. That is your discriminant. So, example, first, if the discriminant is a positive number, then you've got two real solutions. That means if you have a square root that's positive, you have a plus or minus, so two real solutions. If your discriminant is 0 under square root, you're going to have one real solution. And if your discriminant is negative, you're going to have 0 real solutions. Why? Because the square root of a negative number does not exist, so we will have 0 real solutions. So for example, if I have 3x squared minus 2x plus 2 equals 0. Once again, A is 3, B is, sign goes with the number -2, C is 2. I'm just doing the discriminant, so b squared minus 4ac. Once again, use parentheses with your squared. A is 3, C is 2. So this is 4 minus 24. 4 minus 24 is -20, so there are no real solutions. Next example, I've got 2x squared plus 11x plus 12 equals 0. A is 2, B is 11, C is 12. I'm using the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. B is 11 squared minus 4ac. 121 minus 96. That gives me 25. 25 is a positive number, so I know I have two real solutions. My last example. X squared plus 8x plus 16 equals 0. A equals, coefficient here is 1. B equals 8, C equals 16. My discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. B, 8 squared minus 4ac. This is 64 minus 64 is 0. So I have one real solution. This doesn't tell you what your solution is, but it tells you how many that you're going to find. This is the quadratic formula and using the discriminant.